here on a Monday late afternoon, early evening, all depending upon how you look at it. Um, we are going to jump through a number of things from the past few days, recapping a few things. I'm contemplating. They've got a promotion running this week where they are giving away free tickets uh, to the $1 million MMA fight coming up on the weekend. $100,000 the first place. I think it's $25 to enter, but they're giving away free tickets to free contests. Um, and one of them is a NASCAR Xfinity race today, which actually starts in about an hour. And I'm not really super up on that, but obviously we've been getting involved in the NASCAR side of things, so I'm thinking I might just enter something there as well. And maybe we can run through it right now since it's starting in an hour. And just see what we got. It's free. Let's see what else we got here. Um, okay. Let's go ahead and pull it up. Actually, I think I've already got a free lineup that I put together for this. So maybe yes, I already have one lineup in here for free. So let's take a look and see what they have to offer in the way of lineups that might be, I don't know, $1 or something like that. Um, Starting, and then we'll look to run through that. Let's see. Here, I might as well jump this over and share this. There we go. So, if we look for a nice lower level, just because we really don't are not familiar with it at all, there's the free one, 200 tickets I'm already entered into. Um, I'm entering a $3 KBO tonight, just because that's the mission for the day to enter a $3 tournament. Let's see, here's a dollar tournament, 20 entries, top 421. That's not terrible. Here's a dollar one, huge numbers. Don't think we want to do that. 20 entries. Let's see, 25 cent. Here's a single entry daily dollar. This is probably what, $30, $30 top. Yeah, $30 top prize. 42. Let's enter that just for the fun of it. Let's do that. Let's reserve our spot. All right, and then we will jump over to here. Hey, where'd you go? There we go. And let's draft that right now, since it's going to be starting. Then we'll go through. So we'll jump a little bit out of order here. Normally we would review things from over the weekend. Oh hell, let's review it real quick. It's not going to take long because we only got a few things to go through. So here you go. So here is the review from our KBO lineups from Sunday. Obviously, there were no games on Monday. Um, you know, like we said, it was hard to get past coup. as our primary pitcher. And so of course we went with Koo. He got 28.3 points, so great job there. 6 strikeouts. You know, didn't give up any earned runs, only one hit. But you know, overall, Park wound up not really playing in a game where 20 total runs were scored. So didn't start, but he wound up getting a base on balls and a stolen base and scored a run for only 3,500. So you got to take that. Ramos got a hit. Park, hold on 1 second there, folks. I'll be right back. Alrighty, I am back. And, so Park, this one really hurts. You know, Dino scored 18 runs, and Park wasn't involved in it. Didn't get to start. So that's not good. Yeah, you gotta get some of that. Pretty good with here. You know, the 2 hits, 2 runs, a triple, 2 RBIs, base on ball, 21 points. That's good. But overall, just did not have enough folks here scoring runs, and it was weird too because there were so many high quality pitchers. It seemed on Sunday, and there were a lot of high scoring games. And the fact that we did not have a strong Dinos stack, or too strong of a Wiz stack anywhere, um, means that we did not wind up in the money on that one. On our second KBO lineup, let's jump over to here. Again, this is where we went with the high pitcher, low pitcher, Koo and Gagnon. Gagnon got 5.6, not what we were looking for. But didn't lose those points, and he was the cheapest pitcher on the slate. Koo did great, of course. Another Park, different than the other Park, but this Park didn't play. Didn't get us any points. You know, did better here, 126. And got some, Rojas did great for us. 2 hits, 2 home runs, 5 RBIs. 55% of the folks had him, though. And, 38 points on that. 126.9, not bad. Again, though, not good. So we fall out of our streak of even or making money again on the Korean baseball. So now, but we also had 2 other contests happening. So let's jump over to our MMA matchup. This was the one that we extended on a little bit, went $8. Just because it was near the end of the month, and there was a mission that called for an $8 tournament, and that got me up to silver tier again. Looking to be back at gold tier for next month. But things worked out good here. We wound up getting in the money. We had Kenny. We had our base guys, which was Rodriguez, Dern, and Kenny. Those were our top 4 guys. Our top 3 guys. That was our solid base. All 3 of them won. Kenny did great. Submission in the first round, 106 points. We had Dern, who was one of the big favorites, 57% owned. Fast match, only 5 strikes. Got submission in the first round, 92.5. And then Rodriguez, which was the biggest favorite of the night. We knew he was going to be highly owned, and he was, 76.5. But 125 points, so great job there. Then we had our middle 3, which were the ones that we knew were going to make or break us. The only one that didn't work for us was Shevchenko, fighting Trigagian. It went the distance, but Shevchenko only got 25 significant strikes. Wound up losing, only 12.3% owned. Got us 12.5 points, so not horrible. I saw a number of folks that had, one loss where they only had 4 significant strikes. So, but still, if you pick a loser, you're really hoping that they're getting you in the 40, 50, 60 point range. But other than that, I mean, after that, we had Hill, who was only 26.4% owned, and he got a knockout in the first round. 2 knockdowns, 14 significant strikes, got the win. Only 26.4% owned, 117 points. That really helped us out there. And then we had our upset pick, which was Burns over the favored Woodley. That one went the distance, but Burns got the win by decision. With 83 significant strikes, 3 advances, and 2 takedowns. So 90.5, and only 34.8%. So again, pretty nice. So overall, it was good enough for the money. Like I said, it was an $8 tournament, so I think it brought back 16. So that's always nice, double your money on something like that. Also, I had entered this into the free tournament for the free entry for the million. Missed out by like 8 points in the in that tournament. I entered that exact same lineup. But anyway, so that was good for us there. And then we can jump on over to our NASCAR race from Sunday. Again, not bad. We made it into the money. This was a $3 tournament. Just made it into the lowest level, so only $5 comeback. But again, that's $2 more, and that covers, that this race alone covers our 2 losses from KBO on Sunday, as well as this race, which means that the MMA $8 was just all in favor of us, which will cover our little NXS adventure tonight, along with our $3 KBO. But yeah, everything went pretty well. D Benedetto was the only letdown. A lot of it, Elliott wasn't necessarily great. We would have liked to have seen him finish a little higher. He did lead for quite a while. A couple of things I found interesting about these scores. So D Benedetto was a disappointment. He did lead for 4 laps. He had 5 fast laps. Still, he lost his 5.5 points because he finished 31st. There was some sort of either engine trouble or something. I didn't watch the race, but there was something that happened there. Because he was up in the top 10 for a while, and the next thing you knew, he was multiple laps behind. I know I'd seen he was in the garage for a while. So definitely something happened with him there. Down here, a couple of our other money savers, Jones and Dillon both did well. 15th place up to 5th, 61 points. Dillon started in 20th, up to 6th place. So overall, we did have the 1st, 5th, 6th, and 7th finishers, which probably saved us from the Di Benedetto, and got us into the money. Also, the interesting thing that I saw here, or that I thought was interesting anyway, was you've got Chris Elliott here, and Kurt. Is this Kurt or is this Kyle? Which one was this? Kurt Busch. Look at this. He started in 12th, moved up to 7th. Elliott started in 6th, dropped down to 22nd. So Elliott finished outside the top 20. But look at their overall points. Elliott got us 47.5 compared to Busch, who only got us 44.5. So even though Busch finished 15 places higher than Elliott did, and Elliott dropped 16 spots, and Busch climbed 5 spots. Elliott outscored him. So I just found that very intriguing that fastest laps have to make a huge difference here. Laps led and fastest laps because Bush had had five fast laps and no laps led. Um, but so Elliott being able to lead 88 laps and get 39 fastest laps was able to make his 22nd spot finish, get us more points than Bush finishing in seventh. But yeah, so now we're hey, that's a little streak for us for NASCAR. That is two back-to-back NASCAR events where we have finished uh, in the money. So when you have something like that happening, why not have some fun and see. Let me get a little bit of music going here too. Let's jump ahead a little bit if we can, maybe. All right. So, looking at the contest here, which is the Cheddar 300, Xfinity's Cheddar's 300. Uh, that's fantastic. Um, so, taking a look at this, and like I said, this is going to be starting in about 40 minutes, so we'll do this before we do our KBO. So, looking over this race, past winners here are Tyler Reddick, Christopher Bell, Kyle Larson. Let's see here now. Chase Briscoe is the only multiple race winner in the Xfinity Series so far this season. And Harrison Burton, who's down there a bit, has finished in the top 10 in every race thus far. So that's good to know. All right. So this has a very short lap. Pit crew is going to be very important because of how short the lap is. My mother was a witch. She was burned alive. Okay. So, looking at what we got here, I don't see how you could. I mean, okay, Harrison Burns. I don't see how you can go without going Harrison Burton here. The fact that he's finished in the top 10 in every race thus far is the sort of consistency I would think we'd be looking at here. Second, fifth, first, second, ninth, and ninth. So, let's see what else we can find out about Harrison Burton. The only other time he's raced at Bristol, he finished in 10th place. All right. Let's see what happens if we take the guy who's starting out in the pole position and we make him part of our all right, looking at let's take a look at Justin Haley here. Haley's down here at 6,300. Um, he raced at Bristol last fall, but he had an engine failure. Um, but he did finish in 7th place in the first series at the race at this track. 6,300. That's a good little. Let's get him in there. Let's see. Plus, he's got 6 races and 4 top 10s. Let's hope that he got that engine trouble worked out when we got him in there. Let's get him right in there now. All right. Who else do we like? Never done this before, y'all. Like I never done this before, y'all. Oh yeah, this is the guy that I put into the free tournament. I like this Austin Cindric here. He doesn't have a win yet this year, but he has finished 8th or better in every race since the restart. And he has back-to-back top 10 finishes at this track. So let's grab Austin. All right, so now we definitely want to grab a money saver somewhere. So let's go with one of our favorite names, Nemechek. He's 5,900. He's got 22 career starts here at Bristol, so he's got experience. It doesn't look like he's been necessarily finishing great here, but if we got him into the top 20, we'd be happy. Plus, if we take him, we're opening up for the top guy and see if we can get Briscoe in there. Now, if we went with Briscoe, yeah, there's some talk about Chastain. I don't like. I'm not liking Chastain because he's raced on this track 9 times, only had 1 top 10 finish. He has finished in the top 10 in his last 5 races. I don't know. I'm just not comfortable with that. Briscoe is the only guy that's won twice so far. He started in 11th. If we took him, that would leave us at 6,700. Which maybe that's not going to work out for us. Yeah, we could look at. We've already got 2 very low-priced guys with Nemechek and Haley. You know, would we throw in? You know, there's a little bit of talk about Timmy Hill. He finished 7th at this track in the fall last year. Obviously, we'd be able to afford him, but that's pretty low. Not super comfortable with all of this. What if we? What if? Let's see, what's the word on Curry? Curry. Curry's just starting so far back here that he might be able to acquire some differential points if he moves up a bit. But possibly what we would look at doing here would be if we were going to go with if we were going to go with Timmy Hill and maybe then drop 71, and it still brings it a little shy. We'd have to drop Haley. We'd have to get rid of Haley in order to get Curry. Right. Do we want to do that? I don't particularly want to do that. Let's get rid of him. Let's jump on over to the value chart and see what we got here. If we're looking to save a bit of money somewhere else, let's see. Austin Cindric right now is the top value listed. And that only means so much, of course. Justin Algier, too expensive for us right now. Unless we dropped Briscoe. Do we want to drop Briscoe? I don't want to drop Briscoe. Harrison Burton is 4th on the list. Then pretty much everybody's expensive down to Michael Arnett would be the next guy. Who's coming at $8,000. It's still a little out of our price range there. Now we could maybe look at Brandon Jones. No, Brandon Jones is too expensive. Let's see. This guy's listed fairly high up on the value chart. Ryan Sieg. Okay. So if we went with Ryan, we'd still have to make adjustments somewhere. No. Do unto others as they done to you. This coming to BJ McLeod, 5,000, ranked fairly high on the if we went with him and dropped Nemechek, we also die. Then we could get either Curry or Siege. See if it's any more specific right up on Siege. Siege. Not sure. He's finished in the top 15 in 3 of the last 4. Let's go with him. We're gonna go with that. We're gonna go with that lineup right there. All right. So this will be our $1 tournament. I have a different lineup playing in the free entry, which we'll review those tomorrow. Let's get that lineup in there. And now we'll jump over to our friend Korean baseball. And see what we can do here. See if we can get back on track. All right. Looking at the so recapping what happened on Sunday there, we had the Wyverns complete their sweep of the Eagles. They moved out of last place. Now the Eagles are in last place by half a game. You had the Dinos avoid getting a surprise sweep against the Lions with that crushing victory. 18 runs scored. The Dinos are now the highest scoring team in the league. The lowest scoring team in the league are the Eagles. The Wyverns have passed them up as well. The Eagles are the only team in the league scoring less than 4 points per game. They're scoring barely 3.5, and they have lost 8. They've lost 8 in a row. So at one point they were 7-9. Now they're 7-17. Wyverns are on a little mini win streak at 4 in a row. That's their longest winning streak thus far. But they're playing at the Dinos, so I think everyone probably expects that to come to an end tonight. But hey, Samsung upset them, right? 2 out of 3. Sure, that was in Samsung. But still, can't count anybody on any given day, right? Look down on any label, right? That's someone else's rule. I was trapped in the electric jam. All right, so taking a look at this, first of all, with our pitchers. Top 2 guys are obviously jumping out at you right away. You got Jay Hockley, highest price pitcher at home against the Wyverns. You're almost hoping that you're locking in a win on that one. Or Disimer, right? Is that how you pronounce this guy's name like that? Or Disimer, I think, yeah. Or Disimer Despine. He's been great this year, man. I mean, he has been great. Playing for the Wiz, who's not necessarily been, winning tons of games for him. But their hitting has definitely come around. Look at this: 28 strikeouts, 5 walks, averaging 21 points a game, 31 in his last one. Great game. Now he is going against the Bears. But he hasn't had a really, truly horrible outing yet. I mean, the worst one was pitching at the Dinos. He still managed to get 12 and a half runs. What? 12 and a half points. Um, yeah, but he's definitely one of the best pitchers in the league right now. Can he shut down the Bears? You know, the Bears, which was it was an interesting note that I saw, was the Bears for how long were the top scoring team in the league. They've dropped to fourth in the league now, and they're averaging under 3.5 runs per game in their last 7. So they are definitely in a slump, and you would think this is not the guy to for them to break out of that slump. With all that being said, I think you're really looking hard at this or Decimo here being our lock. Again, I'm only gonna go with one lineup today. It's a $3 tournament. We'll see what happens there. And we'll review it tomorrow. But yeah, I'll give a couple of different options. You gotta look at Ordisimir. I'm gonna put him in. No matter what lineup I'd be going with, I would definitely have Ordisimir in there. You gotta look at Jay Hockley for sure. Let's take a look at the value report real quick for the pitchers. Now you can kind of look at here he is, Hyun Hee Han right here. Not so much because he's been dominating. 1 win, 1 loss, tons of hits in only 20 innings, 15 earned runs. Not a great strikeout to base on ball, but he is playing the Eagles. He's playing the Eagles who are, like we said, they've lost. What was it, 8 in a row? Yeah, they've lost 8 in a row. They're the worst team in the league now. Sure, this is at the Eagles, but if you're looking for a secondary, if you're not looking to spend, 8,200 on both, 8,200 and plus both, could look at Han here at 79. And then there's some talk here about Ki Young Im here. Let's take a look at him. The minutes seem like hours. 1 win, 3 losses, a hit an inning, 9 earned runs, 19 strikeouts, only 3 base on balls. But I saw a note where, in the past, in the past he has not been at all this good. Now he's going against he's going against the Giants, who are 8th in the league right now in scoring. Yeah, Giants are 8th in the league in scoring. They're there's 4 teams. 4 teams that have scored less than 5 points per game. So you could look at Ki Young Im coming down here at 7,300 as another Jay Hockley or Han. But let's take a look at what else we got here. What stacks and hitters might we be interested in? Now, looking at the team that is giving up the most points in the league is still the Doosan Bears. Now they're in third place overall. They're 14-9 overall, but they are giving up more points than anybody else, and they're the only team in the top three there that are giving up more points than they're scoring. And so who is pitching? Who is pitching for the Bears? Let's take a look. Hui Kwan Yu. 22 innings pitched, 28. Even strikeout to base on balls, so he's definitely not dominating there. Only one home run, so that's disappointing. It's been 4 games, 22 innings pitched, so less than 6 innings per start. Make us fight on the hill. Constant chill deep inside. So yeah, so not looking past a whiz stack. And then also you gotta look at the Dinos going up against the Wyverns, right? I mean, that's definitely a game where it just seems like it could get out of hand. Yeah, you got the best team in the league playing at home after they struggled. Let's see. Here's Moon is pitching for them. 31 hits in 22 innings. I mean 20.2 innings. 2 home runs and 18-3. Yeah, and there was a note about this. Somewhere. Yeah, right now he's got this 18.6% strikeout rate, giving up 2 home runs. Yeah, he gave up more than double the amount of average of home runs last year. So you can look at the Dinos, you can look at the Wyverns. Not the Wyverns. You can look at the Dinos, and you can look at the Wiz. Do you at all consider do you take a look at a Minho Lee here, who only has the 1 game started, did pretty good, played the 3 games, started 5.1, only gave up 1 hit. So that's not bad at all. So yeah, so probably don't necessarily look at the Eagles. I'm sorry, the Lions. Definitely looking to stay away from the Bears. I'm leaning more and more towards taking whiz players here. Let's take a look at what we can build in the way of a whiz stack. Actually, you got Rojas. You know you're gonna have to get him in there, and you know you're gonna have to get Huang in there. Let's just make sure that they're still batting 3 and 4 probably now, right? KT Wiz. Hey. KT Wiz, Rojas is batting fourth. Oh, Hanger's batting fifth. Okay. And right, and third is that Young Ho Jo. And our favorite money saver, Woo Jun Sim batting leadoff there. So yes, I mean I'd be looking at Rojas, Huang, both big time money guys. But then you could throw in the Woo Jun Sim there. It's a money saver, and and go to Young Ho Jo here batting third. That gives you sort of a pretty decent stack right there. In fact, I'd probably limit it to that. It's because I'd also be interested in seeing what can you get from the dynos. Normally, at this point, we would jump back over and take a look at the pitchers. And like we already said, I'm looking at Jay Hockley, possibly Han. But let's see if we threw Jay Hockley in there. If we threw Jay Hockley in there, we're left at just over 4,000. Is there any opportunity then to put together even a somewhat decent stack on I think there probably is. We still have a spot here in the outfield for Myung-Ji Lee. Let's see where he's batting. All right, so looking at the dynos, Myung-Jung Lee is batting second, so that's certainly worth it if you threw him in there. Then you're looking at 4,300, a little over 4,300, almost 4,400. So you could certainly fit him in there, and then you'd be looking at possibly a Junsun Kang. He plays first base, so you could get him in there at only 3,500. And the problem with that is if you go with these are the only positions these guys play, right? Yeah, outfielder. Yeah. So you don't have any position flexibility for these guys. So that means if you go with if you do go with Myung-Ji Lee in the outfield, then you can't go with Song Bom Na. I don't know if you can get a worth. I don't know if you can make a stack that's worth it if you don't have Song Bom Na in it from the dynos. If you put Song Bom Na in there, You're dropping down to 3,600 left. It still lets you get Song Bom Na and Kang at first base, because Kang's coming at 3,500. So you do get their 3 and 6 hitters right there. There's no way, I don't think, for it to fit in the... Yeah, there's no way to fit in Weijie Yang at catcher. Minwoo Park, he's too expensive too. Yeah, I mean, you'd really have to. If you were gonna do a stack like that, you probably yeah. Well, what you might look at is don't go with Jay Hockley. See if you can save a little bit of money there instead of going with Jay Hockley. Drop it down to Han. Grab Han. You know, if you do that, you're getting closer then. You're getting closer. You could still throw Kang in there. Then you're at 4,100 per person. You could try. You could try to. You could try to throw Weijie Yang in there, but is there any second baseman that you'd be able to get in there that would be worth it? Let's take a look. For only 2,800, you could fit in Hee Sung Kim for the Heroes. Nothing fits into any of either of our other stacks, but if it's, heck, I mean, if you were gonna do that, if you were gonna go with, Hee Sung Kim or Wong Bin Kim at second base, Wong Bin Kim might even be the better option. He's ranked a little lower on the value report, but he bats 6th compared to Hee Sung Kim, who bats 7th. If you drop, so if you were gonna go that way, let's say you did go with let's say you looked at Wong Bin Kim. Wong Bin Kim. Right here. If you took him, you have $700 left over. Not quite enough to bump back up to Jayhawk Lee, which is what I was wondering if there was a way to swing that. But you could eat it. You could eat the $700. Like I said, like I mentioned in several streams ago, you can't get too wrapped up in. Sometimes it's a trap to try to get wrapped up into spending your entire salary. That you try to find a value somewhere and trade up, and so you could go this way. If you didn't want to go this way and you were gonna go with Jay Hockley, then you definitely got to make a cut somewhere here, because you can't go any lower than Wung Bin Kim here. Um, so that's just gonna dismantle the rest of your. You could maybe look at dropping Yang at catcher. You could go. There's definitely options that you can make happen here. Let's see if we can find a decent. Oh, okay. One with my mind. They just can't see. Let's see. You could look. You could look at dropping him. You could look at trying to get Minwoo Park in there at second base. And then, then what you could do is you could go with Jin Sung Kang here at first base. Sung Bam Na. Hey, that's a thing for me to do. Oh, I dropped. Who did I drop out? I accidentally dropped a player from. Who's our main guy there? Where did I mess that up at? Wang, right, for the Wiz. Throw him back in there real quick. Yeah, see if he's in there. Then you got a little. You got a little Dino stack. You got a good Wiz stack. And then you're looking to fill in somebody in the catcher spot that would fit in there. You could go with Seichuk Park. But he's going against our lock, Odisimer. Again, he probably doesn't pitch a shutout, right? So if you're gonna put in a catcher, he bats seventh. Pretty high up on the value. Looks like you could also fit in Bo Jung Jung. Sure. For the Giants. Yeah, there aren't any catchers that would both fit this, so maybe you throw in a Seichuk Park. That's an option. If like I said, if you want to spend up. So I think those are your two options. You spend up on your second pitcher, and then just go with best available catcher with this kind of double stack, or you go with a slightly different stack, get the other Kang into the catcher spot, save some money there, and then you have to save big money on the second base, I think it was. But yeah, so those are your options. I think that covers everything for today. I think the race is probably getting underway. So I'll check that out at some point. Gonna going to stream around the same time tomorrow as I did today. So a little earlier in the day. I'm looking at maybe Monday and Tuesdays being earlier days. Wednesday right in the middle of the day. Thursday, Friday later, and then Saturday mid evening. So that's gonna be everything. Y'all take care. Good luck, and talk to y'all soon. Bye bye.